Hey everyone, it's Laura with Laura B. Flosstube. This is my 21st Flosstube. My Flosstube's legal, yay! Crazy, I know. Okay, but tonight I'm going to share with you some finishes, my whips, a couple new starts, some upcoming starts, and the rest of December plans, plus some 2023 plans. And I made selections for 2023, so stay tuned for all of that. So this is December 6th, 2022. Happy birthday, Mom. My mom turned 81 years young today, and that is just so amazing. I woke up this morning. It was the first thing I did was call my mom and wish her happy birthday, and I was the last of her 3 kids to do that, which is crazy because it was like 6:45 in the morning, but they are like early risers, much earlier than me, but that's all good. It's all good. But happy birthday, Mom. And let's get to it. Okay, so my finishes, my first finish, I showed you the finish last time, but I wanted to show you how I fully finished this item. This is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, the Winter 2022 edition. This is a Romy's Creations design, and it's the cookie tree. Sorry for the glare. I'm not really sure how to get the glare off of the glass, but anyway, that is the way I finished it, just in a simple little frame. And this is sitting on my mantle by the tree, so super fun, super easy, super quick, which I love that. Okay, my other finish. Cannot believe I get to share this. I had been stalking Jeanette Douglas's blog like all day on November 30th, hoping that she might release December mini bouquet early, and she did. So I have my 2022 Jeanette Douglas mini bouquet sampler completed. Isn't that amazing? I love it so much. This is awesome, isn't it? I can't wait. The frame is on its way. It's supposed to be here Thursday. So next time I'll show it to you in the frame. But for this time, I'll just show a close-up of December. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a close-up of the December mini bouquet. And here is the whole glorious stitch. I love this so much. This measures at about 14.5 by 13 is what I feel like I measured it at. This is on 28 count wheat Lugana with anchor floss. I basically just pulled all the anchor flosses each month and went with my own colors, trying to match the colors kind of with what she designed, and then kind of going rogue on a few too. So I'm going to put this up just for a minute. This is my color conversion for the anchor floss. And you're going to notice that I do have some of them on there more than once, but they weren't in the same design, so it worked out fine. So I'm going to leave this here, and then if you want my color conversions for the anchor floss, you can just do a screenshot. All right, so there's that. Promises fulfilled. Woohoo! So those are the only 2 finishes that I have. Since the last Flosstube and this one, it's just been kind of crazy. Thanksgiving, I gave myself a pretty good grease burn frying chicken for my family, and then I ended up with food poisoning the next week because I'm an idiot. So I haven't got as much stitching done as I typically would, but I do still have some things to show you, some progress on some things to show you. One of the things I did start, so here's a couple starts. This is the, it's a German company. It's the Workshop of Historic Stitching, or Stitchery, or Stitches, or something like that. My translation from German to English is not that good. But here's the design. This is a free Christmas stitch along. So I'll leave a link below. Check out their website. And then every Sunday of Advent, so it started November 27th, they're releasing 1 of 4 parts. So you'll get like a quarter of the design to stitch. And then whatever 4 weeks from there is, I'm not sure, what is that? Let's see, the 4th, and then the 18th will be the last part of it that they will release. I am using the called for DMC, but I changed the fabric to this really cool, and let me see if I can find the tag. Voila, here we go. It's a really cool hand-dyed aida called Storm. and it's Picture This Plus Colorscapes hand dyed fabric. So this is what I'm using for my Christmas Advent stitch. I am just dropping things left and right. Sorry guys. I promise I'll get it together eventually. All right, here we go. So this is what I have so far. I've only gotten this. This is the first part that was released November 27th. And like I said, Thanksgiving, and then I was sick and I didn't feel like stitching between being sick. And here's my progress so far. And like I said, I'm doing this on a 14 count hand dyed Aida cloth from Picture This Plus called Storm. And it's the called for DMC colors that they are listing. And you can get those, I believe, you can still get those on their website. The finished design is going to be basically 8.5 inches square. And again, here's a picture of that. My color copier is not great, so it's going to look much better than that stitched, of course. And I'm just leaving the designs as a PDF on my tablet and pulling them up to work on them in the evening. And that's kind of what I've been working on the past several days, actually. I downloaded the second part. I haven't obviously started it because I'm getting the first part done. All right, so that is one start. The other start I want to tell you about is that Stitchonomy is doing a Christmas banner stitch along, and that begins, I believe that begins on December 10th. So you only have like 4 more days to sign up, and if you don't sign up in the next 4 days, then you're not able to get the patterns for free. They release those patterns after the stitch along for paid, basically. And they're usually like $10 or $15 a pattern. But if you sign up for the stitch along in advance, you'll get an email every day with a piece of the banner, and you'll be able to stitch along and get all the patterns for free, but you've got to sign up. You've only got 4 days left, so December 10th, I believe, is the last day to sign up. I would do it by the 9th just to be careful. All right. All right, so my whips. We talked about the flags on the 4th last time and how I'm going to try to get it done by July. This is what I have done this month so far. So I'm thinking that if I get 2 more flags each month completed, then I'll have it done by the end of June. And that gives me a month leeway too, because December is kind of crazy. So this is kind of starting in January. If I get 2 a month, then I'll have it done by the end of June, so it'll be ready for the 4th of July. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself for that, because if it happens, happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that is my progress on the Quilter's American Cross Stitch by Katie Nolan, and the links below. The fantastic fungi. I'm going to do a design change on this. I talked with my stepdaughter, who that's far it's far, and this is my my 7s stitch. So on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of the month, I stitch on this. And instead of doing a diamond shape, I am going to convert it into a rectangle, just easier for framing and a little more pleasing, I think, to the eye, just for what I'm going for. So this is what I have so far. This is probably a little more than a quarter of the way done. So far, she loves it so much. And I have plenty of cloth, so I'm not worried about it. I can just make this work and turn it into a rectangle rather than a square or a diamond. So that's my fantastic fungi stitch. And that one, it was a stitch along with them. I purchased the pattern on Etsy. This is also Stitchonomy, and the link is below. So if you want to purchase the fantastic fungi stitch, you can do that. Yay! All right. So December plans. Some of these things, no, oh my goodness. None of these things are started because I've been working on the Advent Christmas. But I will be doing the January calendar crate. I believe I showed this last time. I'm actually going to start this tonight. Yay! This is my main stitch for this next week, I guess, probably. And then I am doing just the 1 color conversion. I will be stitching on 14 count Wichelt chalkboard black Aida with mostly called for DMC. So there is that. January calendar crate. Woohoo! And that's stitching with the Housewife. That link's below as well. Then, okay, I really, really, really want to get a Prairie Schooler Santa done this month, just because it's December and it's Christmas, and I want to keep progressing on those. So I have kitted up, and I have the cloth and everything ready, so I can get started on the 1988 Prairie Schooler Santa. That is my goal by the end of December to get that done. All right, then let's see where they at. Okay. Another new one for December that I haven't started yet, but I will be, is the Lori Holt stitch card set in, and a cute little gnome and flower. Now these, I am going to be stitching them. I bought this fabric on eBay. I have no idea what it is. I thought they told me it was 14 count, but I'm telling you what, if this is 14 count, I don't know. I really think it's probably 12. I need to measure it at some point. I think it's 12 count, but I've done some of the other stitch cards on it, and they fit, so yay! All right, so here are, instead of pulling the called for DMCs for those stitch cards, I'm going to be using anchor flosses. And I do have a list of those. Let me find that real quick so I can show them, just in case you want to try to do something like that too. Now, honestly, what I did was I just pulled up the stitch cards, kind of looked at the colors, and then I just pulled them out of my box. So these are the ones I'm using. These are Anchor Floss colors for Lori Holt stitch card in. And she has them listed as red, pink, yellow, light green, dark green, etc. So that's how I did my chart, and I forgot the white. That's why it's on there. And so those are listed there. And then those were the flosses I showed you in the box. And this little box is from Fat Quarter Shop. It was actually in the Spooky Sampler box. I want to say last year was in the Spooky Sampler box. But it's a nice little box, and the anchor flosses fit in there great. You can get 12 of them in there. So I've been using that for Jeanette Douglas, and now I thought, well, shoot, I'm going to do these with the anchor floss. I might as well use my little box. And I may have to order a couple more of those because they're really nice, because otherwise your spools are just like going everywhere in the bag, and sometimes they come unraveled. And I don't like that. I'm way too type A and OCD to be letting spools unravel in my bag and then have a tangled mess. That's just, no. Love that little box. All right. I told you about the Stitchonomy banner. Oh, I made choices, and let's see. I did not. I'll have to share this next time. So next time, today I made choices on 12 of the Pinkr Punkn salt boxes that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to stitch one a month in 2023. If I love them and they're going quicker than I think they do, then I might try to do 2 a month and then add in more. Right now she has 26 little house patterns that I consider the salt boxes, that I put them all together today, and then I chose my 12. So stay tuned for that list. I might even post it like on Instagram or something. So if you do want to stitch the same ones I'm stitching, then you can do that. Otherwise, tune in on the 20th of December, and I will share with you the 12 houses that I will be stitching of Melissa's. I meant to have that together tonight, and I totally forgot. Trying to get some other things ready for my husband. He's having friends over tonight, and trying just to get things after work like sorted, and it just didn't happen. So apologize for that, but I will have those on the 20th. I'll have that list, and I'll probably print out the patterns and just like go through them and say this one and this one, this one. And I'll have all the links and everything for you too. All right, so 2023 plans, the houses that we just discussed. And then today I kitted up Autumn Love. I'm going to do this on a 28 count Lugana with the called for DMC. I was actually in Hobby Lobby. Look at these beautiful colors. Let me see if I can get them fanned out. Fan. There we go. Perfect. This is going to be on, I'm going to do it on white. The pattern calls for kind of like a creamy color, but I'm going to do that on white. I was in Hobby Lobby on Black Friday, They don't really have Black Friday sales and deals and stuff, but it was hopping. I mean, it was a hopping. And I went through and I had like 70 skeins of DMC because I needed some for that one. And then I also needed some for the Advent calendar that I was starting, or the Advent stitch along that I started. And I got up to the front and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, oh, it's fine. You know, but she like just counted them and just put the total number in. I know that when I went to like Michael's and Joann's, they have to like scan each one for the little code, but she was just like counting them and putting them in. So I don't know how they do their inventory, but it's gonna be a hot mess if they're not careful. All right, so I did that. And then I've also, this is just extra Christmas that I may or may not do, I don't know. The other thing I did today was I made choices for 2023. So my other big projects that I'm going to be stitching on is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. It's by Lori Pengelly. Is Peppermint House, so Peppermint Lane. And so I just figured out today, I'm going to do these as one stitch and one piece of fabric and their grid. And I was planning on doing it on 28 count Lugana, which I think I probably still will, but I was not prepared to realize that this was going to be like 25 by 20 inches. This is a huge stitch. And I'm going to try to do one house a month. There's 9 houses, so I should have it done by September or October, depending on when I start it. I think I might wait and start it in February, and start Autumn Love in January, and then start this in February. So that's one. This is Autumn Love is one. This one is 2. And then my other selections, I'm going to do Prim and Proper. Again, it's another Lori Holt pattern. It's by It's So Emma. I have the quilt pattern for this too, and I think I'm going to try to get the quilt done as well. And I'm going to do You Are the Boss, another Lori Holt design. Can you tell that I love her designs? Quilt and cross stitch, kind of crazy. I'm also going to do Support Group. And then the last one I'm going to do is the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee cross stitch. And I may do their quilt too. I think I wrote the quilt down today that I'm going to do their quilt as well. And this is in the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book. I got it at Fat Quarter Shop. It was on sale a few weeks ago. So I am going to do the cross stitch and probably the quilt for that one as well. So those are my big projects. Let's see if there was anything else. Okay, my other 2023 plans. I do want to do the Stitching with the Housewives Home Is. I don't know if I'm going to do the letters. I think I'm just going to do the monthly little wreaths and do just do those, and then get the HME letters and mount them. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I might end up doing the HME, or I might just get the letters and do the wreaths. And then I'm going to do 6 Prairie Schooler Santas next year. So I want to get half of one done every month. I'm going to just allocate a few days to that each month. And then maybe like the 24th and 25th or something like that. Like Christmassy time. And then try to get 6 of those done next year. And then, of course, I'm going to try to get my flags by the end of June and the fungi by September 1st for my stepdaughter's birthday. So that is all my cross stitching. I do have some quilt updates. If you want to stick around for that, I'd be happy to tell you what I've been doing with quilting. Otherwise, thank you for joining in, and I will see you next time. All right, so if you're going to stick around for quilts, let me flip this around real quick, and I will tell you about a couple sew-alongs that I'm doing and where my progress is with that. Okay, first up is the Scrappiness is Happiness. It's a Lori Holt's quilt along with Fat Quarter Shop. It is with her book for Scrappiness is Happiness, and we're doing 1 block a week. The mushrooms, I guess we did 2 blocks that week, but I'm current on this. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, I guess. 1, 2, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that we've been doing that. I did make the wrong Lincoln Long block, but I don't care and no one's gonna know, and it's the same size, so whatever. So that is fine with me. The other quilt along that I'm doing is the Socialites 2. It's with Fat Quarter Shop as well. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not enjoying it. I don't really know what my problem is. I really think that it's just been that I've been so busy with school and life that I just haven't like embraced and fell in love with this Socialites 2 quilt along yet. But I'm getting there because last week's block was fairly complicated. I mean, a lot of little pieces, but it turned out really good and I'm happy with it. I'm definitely going to continue on. And this was like a 30-week, I think, stitch along or quilt along rather. So it's not going to be done until I think it's like June when it gets done. It might be April. I'm not sure. So that is my 2 quilt progress. Oh, I am still doing the So Simple Shapes. I don't have any progress to share on that one yet. I'm hoping during winter break, which I'll talk about later, I'll make some progress on that one. Okay, the other quilt update is what I have finished. Oh my gosh, I went to my brother's on Saturday, this last weekend. It's like December 2nd, I think, 3rd, Saturday. And I took 2 quilt tops with me, my great nephew's transportation quilt. So it is now quilted and ready for Christmas, although it's not a Christmas gift, it's just gonna be a just because gift. But that one is for my great nephew Ronan. And so that'll be super fun to give him. And then the other one that I got done was with Plaid Pines quilt. This was a quilt kit that my amazing husband gave me. This is a Lori Holt pattern. You have to have her tall triangle ruler to make the trees that shape. It really went together a lot faster than I thought it was going to. There are 96 trees in this quilt. There's 32 big ones and 64 little ones. And it, like I said, the way she has you put it together, it went together a lot faster than I anticipated. And this is, I'll put on the screen exactly what the fabrics were. I know it's a Moda or yeah, I'll put it on the screen. The fabrics that I used, it was a kit, like I said. I'm happy to have it quilted, and now it is on the back of the couch. So that's super fun. Okay, so the other thing I want to share about quilts is the 2023 quilts that I plan on making. Like I said, I do want to get the So Simple Shapes remix quilt done. And of course I have the 2 sew-alongs that I'm working on. But in addition to that, Fat Quarter Shop is doing a sew-along for Lori Holt Scrappy Spools. I think it begins in January. And I'm going to be doing that because I have the pattern. And I'll probably just be using scraps for that one, honestly. And then putting that together, and I'm not really sure about its purpose in life or anything, but it'd be adorable and I love it. The other one is starting in January. I've seen the kits online. I haven't seen any kits like in stock, so I don't know. It's very possible this quilt along will be pushed a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. But Lori Holt is doing the Calico Garden with her Fabric Line Calico that's releasing in December, and that quilt along starts January 20th. So you'll need the So Simple Shapes, and either, you pull from your stash, which she highly encourages, or you can buy a quilt kit for Calico Garden, and then I'll be doing that one. The next one, I won't be doing the Bee Vintage quilt along because I just don't really care for that design. And then Hometown starts in September, which is also a Lori Holt design. Okay, and then Lori Holt has a quilt along in September, Hometown, which I'm also going to plan on doing. And let's see, the other 2 quilts that I'm hoping to get done is the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee from the book that I showed you earlier, and either Bloom or Sweetie Pie, which are 2 older applique quilts by Lori Holt that I have all this stuff for them. Well, I have the So Simple Shapes and I have the patterns and everything saved for those. So I'm probably going to do one of those. I'm not sure which one yet, but I'm leaning towards Bloom just because I like the way it looks more than the other one. So those are my crafty plans for 2023. Okay, so last thing for this one is a life update. I am done with school for the semester, which is amazing. The spring semester starts January 17th. So I have like 6 weeks off. I don't even know what to do with all of my time. It's awesome. I love it so much. And then next week, I am going to take 2 days off of work, Monday and Tuesday, on I think it's the 12th and the 13th. and I'm gonna do some Christmas baking. So I have all kinds of cookies to do and some fun things to do for the holidays and get ready for that. So I always do like sugar cookies and peanut butter blossoms and Russian tea cakes. I can't remember which, oh, I'm gonna do spritz cookies, of course, and then I'm gonna make cake balls because everyone loves them and they're disappointed when I don't make them. So that's my Christmas baking. And that's really kind of all I'm doing at this point. I'm just really trying to have some chill time and take some time to just do some things for myself and get some crafty things done before the holidays and just relax and unwind between semesters because I only have one class left and I'm so ready to be done. But I do graduate May 13th. So I am so excited for that. Well, I think that's all I have for this episode, guys. So I thank you so much if you made it to the end. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and telling your friends. I think I'm up to like 400 and, I think I have like 545 subscribers at this point, which is amazing. So please keep spreading the word. Help me get my Flosstube channel up the path on the YouTube analytics. And I will see you next time, hopefully 2 weeks.